IBM may be at another turning point in its storied history. In October, the company announced it was buying the cloud software provider Red Hat for $34 billion in its biggest tech deal ever. IBM is also investing $1 billion in initiatives like apprenticeships to train workers for what it calls new-collar jobs. IBM President and CEO Ginni Rometty coined the term for workers who have technology skills but not a four-year degree. Ginni Rometty joins us now. Great to have you at the table.
Good morning.
So much to discuss.
Yes.
You know, there's been so much focus on how AI and automation are changing the workforce.
Yes.
Talk about what these new-collar jobs are that you're trying to add to address that.
Yeah, I think it really gets at one of the biggest issues of our time, because these new technologies are great. They're going to solve many problems. I've been on the show before to talk about healthcare. But they also create a big digital divide, almost a have and a have-not. And so people often talk about jobs being removed by AI. I really think of it as jobs are going to be 100% changed by AI. So each of us is going to work with AI in some way of doing our job. But it does mean for this world, you can't have 100% of all jobs having to have a university degree. Or just think about the amount of retraining that has to go on out there. So we came up with this concept of new collar, meaning it's not white collar, it's not blue collar. It's a really positive thing to have a set of skills, and not necessarily has to be credentials, skills that you can work with these technologies. So new collar, so not white, not blue, a new collar job. And it really is to go aim at sets of kids, around the world, and retraining of adults so that they can participate and make a great wage in this economy.
And what specifically are these skill sets?
Yeah, well, so think of it as you could be anything that you interact. You're a call center agent and you interact with technology to do your job. Or on the other hand, if you're an IBM, you could be a cyber analyst, or you could be an app developer, a cloud programmer. We have some great examples. I've just had a graduating class. We have both apprenticeships as a new form of education and a brand new set of public high schools called Pathway to Technology. I should say it's a brand new program, not a brand new set of schools. It's take public high schools near a community college and think of it as a 6-year high school. And these are really aimed at, they're called P-Tech, Pathway to Technology Early College High School. So 6 years, you get a high school degree and you get your associate degree, and you can go take a job in what they call STEM, science, technology, engineering, math related jobs. And there's a bit of a formula. It is business gives the school, it helps them with a curriculum, mentors, internships, and we've got 550 companies helping along with IBM all over this country right now.
It feels like you're creating an education system here, in one sense, in all these different programs, but then also in a way it sort of feels like old-fashioned vocational training.
Yeah, there's a very big difference, because if you think about vocational training, often that was, by the way, if you go look at vocational schools graduations, it's very low graduation rate on vocational schools and community colleges. This is 500 times. And so it is not a separate school. It is a normal high school, 6-year curriculum, like I said. And when the kids come out, they're able to take a job across almost any company in any kind of digitally related field. So right now, in the United States, 11 states, there is 120 schools, soon to be 200 of these schools, and a pipeline of 125,000 children coming through, kids, young adults coming on through, and we're expanding actually 13 other countries. In fact, actually, I think it's today, by this time, France has signed. France, Ireland, and Colombia were this week. And so the idea is when the kids come out, and they're able to jump right in, and let me give you a couple quick examples. The first school was Brooklyn, not too far from here. This is now 6 years ago. Gabriel Rosa, young man who at age 14 hacked the school's computers, and instead of being dismissed, a really smart principal said, let me try something here, put this kid in this program, and by age 16 he'd actually graduated high school and his associate's degree, and then now works for us, and by the way is a great app developer here. And so that's the idea, so you can put them in just about any field.
Ginni, let me ask you about the larger economic picture. When you and I spoke last, you were advocating for the tax cut that ultimately was approved by Congress, the president's tax cut that was corporate tax cuts, then you said would create jobs and economic growth. What has IBM done with some of the tax savings?
Well, it actually, for IBM, turns out to be a tax headwind. So, but we were a strong supporter of it because for the long run, it is really the right thing to do. But even in this sort of envelope and where the world is right now, we still see great opportunity out there. And as I said, what we have done, we have made a commitment around helping retrain 100,000 people in this economy for jobs both at IBM and elsewhere that can actually work in this new era.
All right, Ginni Rometty, thank you so much for being here with us.
Pleasure.